Alright, how is everyone doing today on this Friday, almost 2 p.m., 10 to 2, testing on the sound. Hopefully everyone can hear me. Seems like the apocalypse is about to start here on Marvel Strike Force, Scopely, and at home here, because I have like lots of things going on. The weather's going crazy outside, and there's a woodpecker trying to get into my house. So between everything else, hopefully everyone's having a nice day, and you know, I guess we'll see what we end up finding out today, if it's positive or not. I need to load up my BlueStacks. My BlueStacks was having some issues here. Let's see if I can get the game open or not, so we can have that on the side too. Raid Shadow Legends. See if the game will start up. I won my Alliance War today, that's great. We won it like 400 or 500 points ahead. Wow. Something like that, I think. For once. So we have about 10 minutes until the whatever this is gonna be. I don't know what to expect. You know, my expectations aren't very high. But, you know, for me, I think, personally, you know, if we could see a relaxation of Orange Gear, I think that would be a good start. I don't really expect them to really do much about Red Stars. You know, you guys saw my Moon Knight polls. It was trash. You know, I'm still pretty angry, but, you know, it's just a gambling part of the game, I guess, so... I don't know if I really expect to see much there with regards to Red Stars, but, you know, if they can loosen up that those Orange Gear crunches, you know, maybe I can start gearing up some of my characters that are sitting around at tier 12 that I would like to take up further, and maybe I can get some more enjoyment out of the game that way. Reeler, hey, what's up? Glad you could join me here today on this Friday afternoon. So yeah, you know, I think we just need to temper our expectations in what to expect from this post, but also how we move forward in the game. You know, maybe some people need to sort of take a step back and kind of be a bit more casual, you know, kind of realize that you're not going to be able to keep up with spenders, and especially whale spenders. You know, it's quite challenging. So yeah, I changed my name on yesterday's Twitch stream. This is based on my Moon Knight my Moon Knight poll. So I'm still pretty angry about that, but so I changed my name. I spent the chorus and I changed my name to Rest in Peace Boilon's Orbs. This is related to the Red Star polls from the other day from Moon Knight. Post isn't dropped yet. Nope. It should be up in about 8 minutes, so we're just kind of up a litll bit early here on the live stream. Just I'll double check, I'll update it, refresh the page again. But I don't think it's up yet, and we'll, as soon as it's up, we'll take a look, go through it, get my live reaction. We'll go through it line by line, and, you know, we'll see, you know, if there's anything good here for us. Clearly the roadmap ahead from 2 weeks ago was not... Was it 2 weeks ago, or was it a week? You know, honestly, I can't remember. You know, there's so much crap lately that I just can't remember when things are happening. But yeah, I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy about I actually pulled more. So I got my free orbs, my 5 free orbs. I pulled a couple more Red Star orbs. I pulled like 3 of them. I also pulled an Elite 4 because I had some Elite 4 credits sitting around, and I didn't get anything useful. I actually got more dupes towards an Elite 5. So I'm closer to an Elite 5 now, but I'm going to be saving that probably for next patch. I was pulling some orbs on Twitch yesterday, and I got a gold pull, a gold drop out of the milestone orbs, and I thought, you know, why not? Let's try. You know, let's try and upgrade that too to something usable. And no, I didn't get it. So I'm still sitting at a 2 Moon Knight, unfortunately. But I don't know if it's still in here. I pulled back. It was yesterday. It might not be here anymore. Did I pull? It's too far. Okay, I pulled 2 1 million gold drops. So it was on a single gold orb, and I got 2 1 millions on the side. So, you know, I'm happy about that. You know, I got 2 million gold out of a single gold orb. That was pretty nice. So now I'm up to 13.5 million gold today, and this will be saved probably until we get some more information regarding next patch's characters. Presumably there might be a milestone character coming in the in the form of possibly Silver Surfer. So if that's the case, we'll see, and I'll have quite a bit of gold saved up. Hey, Yusuf and James and anyone else who will be who joined in the last few minutes here. We're up to 26 people so far, so thanks for joining me here today on this special Friday occasion. Don't forget to hit that like button down below. That definitely helps for live streams in the future as well, for that to show up on the feeds too. So don't forget to hit that button sometime during the stream. This probably won't be a very, very long stream. It'll probably be about 40 minutes or so, you know, probably to about 2:30. And then we'll go through the whole blog post, and we'll go through it line by line. We'll get how I feel about what they have to say there. Hopefully it's at least a lengthy blog post, enough to kind of cover some of the aspects that I really hope to that I hope gets covered. Like I said, I don't really expect red stars to get covered, but you know, while we have some time here, we have 5 minutes, you know, let's go back over the acknowledging community feedback, and you know, this is actually what I hope is I hope we get some concrete details here on Orange Gear access. They did mention a little bit here, you know, they said the raid season milestones, and that was mentioned in the roadmap ahead. This, I want some more details about the quantity available from the stores and the raid supply store. You know, they really need to bump that shit up. New feature, I think that was the strike pass, wasn't it? So again, I really need some more solid details, and frankly, I'm not sure if this is enough. You know, the Orange Gear crunch is really, really bad, you know, and I'm okay with there being some crunches, but like when you're crunched, when the whole game is crunching you right now, you know, whether it's gold, whether it's training mats, whether it's Orange Gear, you know, what's the point of new characters, right? So, you know, I kind of have this weird feeling. It's like, you know, why should I be excited for new characters coming to the game if I don't have any resources to put towards them? You know, I have gold. I'll admit I'm okay on gold. And I'm kind of okay on training mats, actually, surprisingly. I know not everyone else is, but I'm okay. Orange Gear, though, is a huge problem. Like, I can't take a character up past tier 12 because I don't have any Orange Gear, or I'm screwing myself out of Dark Dimension, you know? So, you know, a lot of people have to make that conscious decision, you know, do I want to invest in characters specifically for Dark Dimension, 2, 3, 4, whatever, you know, or characters that I'm interested in on the side, and I want to put in Orange Gear, but I can't because it's going to screw me because of Dark Dimension. So I really hope that they address some of this. The training modules still probably need to be addressed. They haven't really talked about where they plan on putting more of them. So, you know, there's a few things in this that need to be brought back up again. P.S. I actually had the Thor's Hammer crash for the... I think I was doing it in Real-Time Arena, and it crashed there. So not as frustrating as it could have been. But I don't really understand why it takes 6+ months to fix a crash issue. I feel like that's something that shouldn't be that difficult to do. Are their engineers really that terrible that run this game? Harrison, 5 red star Moon Knight. Yeah, I mean, congratulations on your Moon Knight poll. You know, I kind of wish I did. I would have maybe, if I got a 5 red star, hell, if I got a 4 red star, I would have considered actually opening up Moon Knight through Power Core Orbs. I might have done that, but yeah, we'll see. We got a couple more minutes here till the post goes live, but I just wanted to go through some of the things that were posted, you know, 3 weeks ago, and you know, hopefully we get some concrete follow-up on this. So we'll see. But yeah, I don't know, guys. I'm obviously not gonna quit playing. You know, I like this game, but I think then we need to temper our expectations and what we should expect from the game, expect from the company going forward. They really need a new game mode, you know. I'm kind of... It is kind of stale, you know. Maybe it's because I'm not doing Doom Raid, and Doom Raid is kind of for that top 1%, maybe top 0.5% of players. You know, I don't really... we did move up a little bit, though. You know, we got to Ultimate 7.4, and we're in Alpha 4.1 now. But in terms of new content, because, you know, it's just really upgraded older content, it's not new content as such. You know, so I wish that there was just another, maybe even a solo game mode, you know, maybe not alliance related, something you can do on your own time. Would be really nice. You know, some people were talking about a tower gauntlet mode of sorts, you know, where you can use different characters from your roster. You know, maybe it's like a different trait per floor of the tower or whatever. You know, that would be kind of neat. I don't know, they could do it from the Shadowland Tower or something like that. All right, the blog post is up apparently, so let's refresh the page. Don't spoil anything, by the way. rules from last time, from the first half preview. We'll get through it as we go through it. Don't talk about Ultron Red Stars. We're gonna go through it. So character progression and tech issues. 3 weeks ago we posted. Let's zoom in. There we go. Let's zoom in there. 3 weeks ago we posted a response to some concerns raised by the players. Don't spoil anything. I'm going through it now. Raised by players regarding character progression and technical issues. In that post, we announced that we would address the feedback with specifics after a few weeks, and we're ready to share. Character progression, training modules. There's been a lot of player feedback on the topic of training module availability. After some analysis, it's clear that we need to significantly increase the amount of available training modules to better enable players to level up their characters at the intended rate. Through a number of changes, we're going to increase the amount of training modules you can get on a monthly basis by a value of nearly 800,000 XP, or equivalent to 1,000 level 3 training modules. I think this number is kind of... This doesn't mean anything to me. This does, though, I guess. 1,000 level 3 training modules. And, you know, before we jump into the other part, I just want to double check here. How much is a purple? That's 5,000 gold. So hold on, let's calculate really quick. Is that the same? So can we do a 5,000 times? Is that 800,000 XP? Is that 800,000 gold? 5,000 times 1,000? Was that it? Oh wait, no, hold on. They said 1,000, right? 1,000 level 3. So 5,000 gold times 1,000 equals 5 million gold. So they're saying that, and I did that on the calculator on the side there. So they're basically saying that we're going to get about 5 million gold worth of training modules, more than we already are now. That's pretty good. You know, that's a good start. That's a fair bit of extra leveling up, I think, if that's accurate. And where we're going to get that, I don't know. We'll have to find out. Let's see if it talks about that. First, we'll be creating a recurring flash event that specifically rewards training modules, similar to events like Payday and Chaos Theory. This will... Oh, fuck. I'm not supposed to swear on YouTube, apparently, but F. Skill military characters, you gotta be shitting me. Holy shit. I had to take a drink for that one, because if you've been following my channel, you know how I feel about skill military, and how the hell I didn't think that was gonna come up. That was, this is funny. Okay, see below for more information on that team's rework. Oh my god, are they making it better? Don't spoil it. And we'll make Yelena's character shards more expensive. Sorry, I almost choked on my water. We'll make Yelena's character shards more accessible before the first run of the event, which we're currently targeting around May. Similar to Chaos Theory. The first time completion rewards will be generous to give some initial relief up front. Okay, so Yelena is going to be farmable soon. Secondly, wait a minute, hold on. So skill military, how many characters? I know I really should just read it all, but there's a total. So you need 5 skill military characters. How many skill military are there? Is it just 5? No, there's more than that, isn't there? No, it's only 5. Okay, never mind. All right, so it's exactly 5. So this is kind of like the Chaos Theory because it's gonna get blocked behind Red Guardian and Yelena. Probably being unfarmable for the moment, kind of like how you need a Shuri for that event, so that's kind of interesting. But you know what? I have that 6 Red Guardian, so I would love to get some extra shards for that. So second, we'll be increasing the amount of training modules you get from daily objectives from 1 level 2 and 1 level 3 to over 15 level 3 training modules every day. That seems pretty good. Shut up, Alex. I am reading it. So 15 level 3 training modules. That's actually pretty good for newer players as well. I think this should help a lot for them. So training modules will also be added as rewards to various areas, included login calendars and level rewards for newer players. Finally, because we know May is a couple months away, we'll be looking for opportunities to provide you with additional training modules in the meantime. This will likely include training modules in events, milestones, and new features. Okay, so we still have 2 months away, so I guess sometime in... Alex is the one above in the chat there who said, God, read it. Yeah, everyone else should be able to see that. Anyways, so we have 2 months until that flash event. Okay, alright, you know. No crazy details, but we know it's going to be skill military. Okay, so orange gear, that's fine. I mean, if it's accurate, you know, an extra 5 million gold worth of training modules and then maybe a little bit extra, I don't know what they're doing, or maybe that's the total. That's actually pretty good, I think. So that's a really good start. Now I hope that they do bridge that gap before May, so that, you know, we can sort of ease up on that a little bit. And for early and mid game players, especially when you're trying to widen your roster, you know, training modules are really really important aspect. I don't know why they have a double crunch. This is the first game I've ever played that has a gold crunch and a training mod crunch. Anyways, let's continue on. So Orange Gear. Similar to training mods, we're looking at Orange Gear availability, identified areas where we can nearly double the inflow of standard materials like Catalyst, Stat Catalyst, and Origin Gear. To me, it's mainly about the Origin Gear. If you guys even were on any of my live streams at all, you know, I have like 300 orange spliced X genes, and that's enough to maybe take one character to tier 15. And after that, I'm screwed. So, you know, for me, it's more about the Origin Gear. Probably Stat Catalysts are still an issue, but when you do, if you are careful with your spending, and once you go through Dark Dimension, you do get quite a bit of these, and I'm still doing pretty well on them. But is this Origin Gear, like the Bio Gear, the Mutant Gear, and stuff like that, that is a huge crunch. So to help players better progress through Orange Gear, we'll be increasing Orange Gear availability in the following ways: doubling the superior basic catalyst in daily objectives. How much is that? Have I finished it yet? No, I haven't. We're doubling it, so we're getting 20 there. Doubling the non-first time rewards of Orange Gear in Relic Hunt. Doubling the non-first time. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So doubling what it exists right now. Okay, so that gives you another more reason to actually do Relic Hunt again. They did improve it before, but now it should be even better. So if you don't have your hand upgraded, then make sure you do that. Doubling the value for superior basic catalyst, Stat Catalyst, and Origin Gear in the raid store. So what does this mean? Doubling the value. So we're getting a strict double yield for buying. So let's go back into the raid store really quick. Oops, not my roster. So the raid store, you can buy them. So does that mean we're gonna get 6 instead of 3, or what? 3. I mean that'd be better. You know, if we're getting 6, you know, that's okay. That's okay. Better than 3. So what I would say then is maybe I should finish reading the post. So don't buy any Orange Gear in the raid store yet. You know, save your raid currency and wait until they fix it, and then buy them then, I guess is what I would say. Adding an additional row for Orange Gear into the raid store. Okay, that's fine, whatever. I think it's this part here that's important, the doubling the value, so we'll see what we end up getting for that. The per unit cost of all Orange Gear except uniques in the main supply store will be reduced and quantities will be increased. 300% more value. Okay, just for the record, please don't buy Superior Basic Catalyst with gold. I don't care what they're changing it to, it's not worth it. Please don't do it. There's plenty of other ways you can get Superior Basic Catalyst in the orbs. Whatever, you know, it's still better than buying it with gold. There's so many other places you can spend your gold. Don't spend it on Superior Basic Catalyst. It's still not worth it. I don't care what kind of changes they make to it. 60% more value on basic Origin Gear, going from 32.1k gold for 1 piece to 60k for 3. This is okay. If they're doubling it on the raid store, I probably would still say to maybe buy from the raid store instead of the regular supply store, unless you're super crunched. You know, there's so many places you can spend your gold. I don't know if this is still worth it. I mean, obviously it's great because they're making it a bit easier, but I'm not sure I would do it. But definitely consider getting them from the raid store if that's what they're doing for the doubling of the value there. 100% more value on Stat Catalyst, going from 96.3k gold for 3 to 80k for 5. Again, this is all very similar. I don't really spend a lot of physical gold on Orange Gear. I do, however, you know, spend raid credits on that. Not war credits, obviously. I can't do that because of G15 minis, but hopefully if, you know, this boost in the raid store is enough, then maybe it makes it worth it to actually just use all your raid credits on the Orange Gear, and that's that, especially if you don't have any character shards to purchase, although Baron Zemo is in the store now. Additionally, this is the point in the natural life cycle of Gear Tier 15 where we would provide more access to the Gear Tier 15 mini-uniques. You'll be seeing this in the following ways. Double the quantity of mini-unique bundles in the War Store, going from 1,400 war credits for 2, 1,400 for 4. So I guess I should wait till we finish it, but does this mean that we... Okay, you know, so save your war credits now. Don't spend now because they're going to double it or something. Something's going to happen. I don't know if it says at the bottom when they're making this change, but, you know, save your war credits and your raid credits now so that when the change goes in, then, you know, we can actually get use of that rather than... And I actually just spent some war credits today, so dumb me. But hey, you know, from now on, you know, save your raid and war credits until this is implemented. 40% more value in the main supply store, going from 50k gold for 1 piece to 70k for 2. To be honest, I actually didn't have a problem buying the G15 minis in the supply store. It very rarely shows up, you know, so maybe the rarity needs to decrease. I don't know what I was about to say there, but I don't mind paying the gold for that, and you know, this makes it even better. So now it's 35k a piece rather than 50k a piece. That's totally fine for G15 minis. I didn't really have a problem with this to begin with, but you know, you could refresh the store a bunch of times in the supplies and you barely even saw it. You know, you'd be lucky to see one. You know, I'd refresh twice and not see any. So yeah, I think they need to improve how often it shows up rather than the gold, but hey, I'll take this, I guess. It's better than nothing. There will be additional orange gear reward changes in the next section as well. Raid milestone rewards. This was mentioned in the roadmap, so as previously mentioned, furthermore, there'll be top tier milestones specifically for Doom Raid progression with exclusive rewards. We anticipate this happening toward the end of March. Okay, so they actually give us a timeline now for the extension of the raid milestones. That's nice. I don't know how far it's gonna go, but you know, this is a good first step, and I am looking forward to seeing this, because this is something that most of us who are at Ultima 7 or beyond, we complete this in a day, you know, so I'm happy about that. And they actually gave us a time period for this, so we'll get to hold them to the fire for this one. So we're on March the 5th. They have 26 days left to implement this, so come on, Soko, Scopely. Skill military characters. I realize I'm drinking out of a green cup with a green screen, so some players that invested significant okay, this is where it gets good, because you know, I put in quite a bit of T4s into this, and I leveled them up to like level 71, some of them into gear 13 or 14. Some players that invested significant resources into characters with the skill and military traits have provided feedback that the team isn't quite meeting their expectations. No shit. No effing shit. While this team can challenge many other squads at an equal power level, we've seen that they haven't been winning as many battles as we intended. They're very inconsistent. So the one thing I do, and this isn't about Shadowland, but I will make that comparison, the one thing I do like about Shadowland is that they are far more consistent. Skill military is just not consistent. If one thing goes wrong, everything falls apart. If one person dies, it breaks the abilities, because you can't use Punisher's special or Killmonger's special or whatever, because it requires you to have so many skill military on the team. So, you know, let's see here. The combat designers are now taking a second pass at the skill military team to make some additional improvements that should increase their effectiveness. Additionally, we adding the military trait to Black Widow. This was something that was talked about quite a while ago, because like if Yelena had military, why the hell didn't Black Widow have it? Didn't really make much sense. They were from the same background, the same origin originally, so she'll be another character you have the option of swapping in. So this is interesting. So she's going to be skill military, Black Widow, which means that you can use her for the Flash event. So that's actually adding 6 characters to the Flash event then. We anticipate these changes going live in version 5.3. So, okay, so at least we get a timeline here. So 5.2 is the next patch. So we're looking at the patch after, which likely is going to be in May, and which likely is going to have this training mod Flash event with skill military. So that's fine. Character balance is an ongoing and ever-changing thing. So they said, okay, let's scroll this back a bit. So they're gonna make improvements to the skill military team, but they haven't said what they're gonna do, other than that they're giving Black Widow the traits so that you can use her on the team. I would like some more details as to like what they plan on fixing with them. That would be better, but I guess we'll be seeing that in the patch to come. Hey, at least I know that my resources that I put in might actually be useful for once soon, so I can hold on to that hope that, you know, in 2 months that, you know, I might actually be able to use them properly better. Chunky Shadowland better than Astonishing X-Men. I don't know if they're completely different. It's kind of apples and oranges a little bit. You know, there's a raid team and a war team. I know you can use Astonishing X-Men in war, but Shadowland are very good. They are the real deal. They can punch up significantly against a lot of the current big war defenses. I don't have a lot of experience with Black Order, but 150k punch-ups against Marauders are definitely possible. Technical issues with Thor's hammer. So we were just talking about this earlier. The engineering team has continued to investigate the problem, causing a soft lock. Fortunately, we're fairly confident that we found the problem and we'll fix the push the fix in version 5.2. So this should be around the corner, probably scheduled for release in a few weeks. So we got details on that. Personally, unless they push it back, I see the patch coming Tuesday, March the 16th. That seems likely. It could be the 23rd, but I think 16th might be possible, perhaps, depending on the Moon Knight event and when that rolls over things. But I think that looks pretty likely. What we found is that when the ability was used, Mjolnir wouldn't properly return to Thor's hand. Then if a player tries to use the ability a second time, that's when the softlock would occur. We'll monitor the situation, blah, 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 blah. Okay, buffs not expiring when intended. There are currently some scenarios where positive effects for characters do not expire at the intended time. For example, a character with defense up that should expire after 1 turn lasts 2 turns or longer. Does anyone have any details about this? Because I don't know what this is in reference to. Is this for war? I heard that there was a minor regen bug for Emma Frost and Healer ISO. Is this in relation to anything war related? I don't know what this is here, but maybe I'm not fully up to date with all the bugs because there's so many. But if anyone in the chat knows what this is talking about, then feel free to chime in here. Arena exploit. Alright, so you might have heard about this. I first heard about this when one of the YouTubers, content creators, what's his name? Duarctic, I believe, explained this in a video, and this went viral. Not viral. It went big on Reddit. People were complaining about this, that he was showing. Who knows if he was taking advantage of it? I'm sure some people are taking advantage of this. So when it comes to exploits, it's a tricky situation regarding communication. On the one hand, we do want players to know that we are aware of an exploit and are investigating how to close the loophole. I will say, you know, my arena has been super shitty lately. I actually went down to 9 before I went to bed, and I woke up and I was at 37. And I was like, holy shit, what the hell just happened? You know, because normally I don't get knocked back that high. I don't know if this has anything to do with it, some sort of ultra slingshot mechanic. But yeah, it's super frustrating. On the other hand, players that didn't already know about the exploit might seek information on how to abuse it. Given the recent concern over this exploit, we feel it prudent at this time to acknowledge it and say what we're doing about it. Without going into too much detail, for the aforementioned reason, there is currently an exploit that allows players to manipulate arena rankings in an unintended way. We have a fix for this that will go live with version 5.2. So I hope this does, and I mean, I basically, you know, I think I can say it because I'm not actually playing the game right now, but essentially you can soft lock your team by, I think, attacking somebody and switching off your phone, or sorry, switching windows or something like that. And so instead of loading into the battle, basically it just locks you in for up to a couple of hours, assuming that your device doesn't crash or anything like that. But yeah, so apparently, you know, that's what they're intending on fixing, and I hope that maybe helps to normalize my arena ranking, because man, it's been screwy lately. Black Panther's passive, yeah, apparently this is not working properly. He's currently not gaining speed bar when he kills a target through an assist attack. This is not intended to be fixed in 5.2. Costumes clarification. I think this is basically that it's aesthetic only, but let's see. One of the new features we mentioned that we are working on is costumes. There were several questions from players, ooh, my throat, wanting to know if unlocking and equipping a costume for a character would somehow enhance that character's balance or abilities. The answer to that is no. Costumes will not have a direct mechanical advantage. There is a possibility that in the future, costumes could unlock additional perks, but there are presently no plans for them to do so. This is interesting here, because they're kind of like saving their ass in the future by saying this, that, hey, you know, we don't have any plans for changes for the characters, but we reserve that right to change this in the future. So if anyone jumps on us in 6 months because we made a change to this, well, hey, guess what? You know, we didn't rule it out, so hey. But the intention of the system is to allow players to customize the look of their characters freely without feeling pressured to change the costumes in order to gain an edge in battle. In summary, the team always welcomes feedback and constructive criticism. Please know that we are always, yeah, blah, 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 nobody cares. Okay, so, DG Xeno. Yeah, no red stars. So we didn't see anything about red stars in here. I am not surprised, you know, because they didn't mention anything about red stars in the beginning in the post 3 weeks ago. They didn't mention anything about red stars in the roadmap ahead. So we're stuck with the red star system. It's shit. You know, it is what it is, and we just have to deal with it, you know, and that's how it's going to be. So yeah, thanks for all the Moon Knight pull, you know, the lack thereof, you know, so I'm still screwed with my 2 Red Star Moon Knight, and anyone else who actually, apparently, you know, people have been pulling really poorly on White Tiger and Moon Knight. I've been seeing a lot of Reddit threads about people having, you know, extraordinarily bad luck on pulling for Moon Knight, so a bit surprised there. I didn't really expect them to bring up anything Red Star related though, so the training modules, though, let's recap here. So, training modules, I think this is a really good step forward. I don't know I think my guess is that the 1000 training modules, this is including tier 7 of the skill military event. That's what I'm assuming it to be. But either way, you know, we're looking at a 5 million gold increase in terms of training module availability at the top end, I think, you know, and that's quite a bit on a monthly basis, you know, if you're not really upgrading. It depends on how frequently you're upgrading characters, but I think an additional 5 million gold is quite a lot of extra training modules on top of other methods that you could get them. You know, like I said, you know, you could pull Kingpin Orbs, I know they're shit, but you could still do that, for example. There's other ways to do it, so an extra, all of this on top of that, I think is a step in the right direction, and we'll see, you know, how people take it over time, and whether or not that it's going to make it should make things better, and how much more it makes it better, you know, we'll see as it kind of gets rolled out. And so the Flash event, I think, was a very easy way for them to do that. I was really surprised that they did this behind skill military. But hey, you know, I'm definitely for updates and changes to the skill military team, because that will only benefit me and anyone else who unfortunately geared them and put resources into them to find that they were crap. The orange gear, this is something that I was actually really hoping that they were addressing. Is this enough? I'm not sure. We're going to be getting a doubling of the catalyst in the orange gear, in the orange gear and the relic hunt. That's good, so that'll give people a way to kind of invest into those hand characters to get this done if they haven't already. I am also going to look forward to this, the doubling of the value of the orange gear in the raid store. I don't know if some of the other things like the price, if that's going to make a huge difference. I don't know. But, you know, we are going to be getting more G15 minis and more availabilities for that, for Dark Dimension 4. Happy about that. And we'll see about the raid milestones. So this is what I'm really curious about, is the raid milestone rewards. This is going to be coming within the next 3 weeks, and so I hope that this is going to help. You know, I hope this is at least a tripling or quadrupling of some of the resources that we already have from that milestone, because most alliances do clear this after 1 day. So that should be, and actually, I said right here, so we're going to get more orange gear raid orbs in the milestone. So I hope that's actually worth it, because you do get quite a few orange gear raid orbs on a daily basis, but it just doesn't equate to, you know, a lot of gear in the grand scheme of things. So, you know, if we're getting quite a bit more orange gear raid orbs on a weekly basis for every 2 weeks from the raid milestone, then that'll be great. But the proof will be in the pudding, and then we also have that strike pass that's going to be coming, and apparently orange gear is going to be coming from that. Now, of course, that could be additional, you know, additional money. We don't know if it's locked behind a paid pass or not, but we will see eventually. I hope it's not, but I have a feeling that they're going to try and monetize that. So, you know, we'll see what that ends up doing. I think this is a great start, I think. I would love to hear about what you guys think. There's quite a few people here in the live stream. I'd like to see if you guys think that this is good or not. Obviously, we were hoping that they might say something about red stars, but I wasn't expecting that to happen. I do want to kind of bring back up this post here and just make sure that it was covered. Everything was covered here. Orange gear access, training modules, character availability. They actually didn't really talk about this other than Yelena and stuff. Doom Raid, I have a feeling that Doom Raid is going to get revamped. You know, I think we're going to see the difficulty slider, and then the very first Doom Raid should be a little bit easier than the Doom Raid we have now. G15 pieces made more available and cheaper. That's fine. That's good. Let's see, what else? They didn't really, they addressed the raid milestones, I guess. They gave us an actual date for the raid milestones, so that was nice. RTA, I'm not talking about RTA right now. We know RTA is shit, so I'm not gonna really go, I'm not gonna go into RTA here today. So it looks like and Save Squads we do know is coming, but they didn't exactly give us a full date on this. I think they did say that we're getting more Save Squads next patch, but we're not getting the tabs until later. So they did cover most of the things that was mentioned in here, with some varying timelines, I suppose. We'll see. We'll see. For me, it's the orange gear. You know, for me, it's definitely the orange gear. The training modules, this is great for you guys, for early and mid-game players. I'm not in a huge training module crunch, but I do acknowledge that a lot of people do have that problem. So I hope that this is a good, you know, good step in the right direction towards fixing that. Because I don't think that we should be crunched on gold and training modules. You know, this is the only game, like I said, the only mobile game that I played that has 2 crunches to level a character up. Why the hell do I need training modules on top of gold to level a character? It just makes little sense. You know, I think that most games just have a gold mechanic where you just level it up and that's that. So I think this is a weird one that has training modules on top of all of that. But the skilletary news, this was surprising for me. So, you know, I'm happy about that. Because you know how I've been going on about how much I tried to make skilletary work, kind of flopped, but if they're trying to make it better, you know what? Thank you, Scopely, for that. I will say that. You know, I did not expect them to do anything regarding skill military or skilletary, but they decided to do a 180 pretty quickly, actually, because they just came out in December in the patch, in patch 5.0, so I'm kind of surprised how quickly they kind of turned that around. So yeah, I'm happy about that because I put some resources into them that I might actually be able to see now, so that's good. So yeah, I definitely, yeah, and Scott said that above, sorry, I missed a few comments here. Silver promotion credits, yeah, I kind of wish that there would be some more stuff relating to not just red stars, but how you get red stars. So because Doom Raid has the bar set so high for 6 red characters, I believe the recommendation for Doom Raid is 6 red. How do you get to these points, the 5 or the 6 red, you know, with the current amount of promotion credits that are coming into the game and, you know, red star orbs? So I kind of wish that they added more availability to this. I don't know if they have any plans for this down the line. Chaos Theory is obviously good, but I feel like if they had more, I don't know what they would do, you know, maybe some more rewards from a different game mode for promotion credits or for red star orb fragments, you know, something that gives more of that back. I would love that. So you know, I think it's too much to ask for that now, but you know, maybe down the line we might see that. So I'm cautiously optimistic. I think they needed to do this because if they didn't, Reddit's still probably going to go on fire anyways, because that's how Reddit is. But I think there is some positive stuff here, guys. So obviously this wasn't going to make me quit anyways if this went really terribly, but I'm cautiously optimistic is what I can say about this. So for you guys, I say for you guys, and maybe I'll hit a training module crunch again. Currently not at one, but you know, this is a really great step forward, and this will allow me to get even more anyways, I guess. So now maybe I won't have to open Kingpin orbs, because that's what I have been doing to keep myself afloat for training mods. So now I can do the monthly event, and maybe that'll help. Well, sorry, my throat. Sujan, they've said not much about G13 uniques. Yeah, actually, I'm surprised they didn't mention this. So we're talking about the G13 superior uniques. You know, the alien spores. You know, the ones that you need to level up characters through 13, 14, and 15. Kind of surprised that they didn't have a plan for that, because I know that that is a bit of a crunch on its own for other people. You know, everyone has, you know, some crunch for superior uniques, I'm sure, in this chat here. You know, I'm sure one of you guys, Alex, I know, is waiting for titanium alloy. Did you get that titanium alloy, Alex? I know some other people are probably waiting, you know, for certain superior uniques. So I'm surprised that they didn't mention this at all in terms of maybe farmability of some degree, even slowly, or increasing their addition to orbs, something like that. Maybe we'll see that in the raid milestone, because they are available in the orange elite orbs. The orange elite gear orbs, they are available there, so maybe with this new raid milestone they might improve, you know, give you some fragments there to collect those, and therefore that might indirectly allow you to get more superior uniques that way. So you know what, we'll have to wait and see. So we got about 3 weeks until the raid milestone, and I hope that there's enough rewards there to, you know, give us something to be happy about. So that's, I guess, where we're at. I think for me, it's just, you know, and going back into the game, let's jump back into the game really quick. You know, I have, and let's scroll by gear tier. I have a lot of characters that are sitting at gear tier 12 or 13 that I would like to take higher, but I can't because of the orange gear crunch. And so I want to kind of illuminate that a little bit here. Let's say for mutant's sake here, I have about 432 of these superior spliced X genes, but you need 50 of them. This is for tier 14 to 15. You need 50 of them for one gear piece. And so hypothetically, you know, just by taking Phoenix up, I would need to spend, you know, 150, and then the unique 190, and then 210. So, you know, one character would be like 210, 200 to 300 of these spliced X genes, depending on the character, of course, you know, to gear one character just for 14 to 15. So, you know, I really want to put some gear into my X Factor characters, but, you know, I'll be able to take one of them to 14, or sorry, one of them to 15, and then I'm screwed after that. So for me, this is the biggest cause for concern slash, you know, I hope that this helps to actually like solve some of these problems, because I need so many of these origin pieces. And for me, if I can get more of these origin pieces, this will make me more happy about the state of the game, because then I can actually level characters up and gear them up. Because what's the point? And so gear tier here, look at all these characters that I have sitting at 12 and 13 that I would like. So for example, we'll start here. You guys know I love my Sinister Six and I love my Doc Ock team. I would definitely love to, you know, gear up Swarm and Electro to like tier 14. That would be awesome, because I love this team and I want to gear them up more. But I can't, because I don't really have enough of these superior isomers. I have 300, even less than the mutant ones. And so, you know, I could take one of them to 14 and then I'd be screwed after that. So this is definitely the biggest part for me, is that I would like them to address this, and it sounds like they're starting to. We'll see if it's enough. You know, obviously it's better than nothing, and I don't know if that sounds good. You know, when it's like they just feed us crumbs. You know, it's like it's better than nothing. You know, because it's something we didn't have before. And so if you look at it from the psychological perspective, that hey, we're getting more than we did before. Does that make it better? I don't know. But, you know, it's still more than we had before. So, you know, characters like Electro, Swarm, Squirrel Girl, I would love to take up. 7 Red Squirrel Girl, you know. I would love to do this at some point. And there's other characters that are sitting down here in the purple gear tier 12. Taskmaster, who, for some reason, I haven't done it. I don't know, it's because I actually have a fair bit more of these, but I haven't actually, like, hit the button on some of these characters. I would love to do that, but I'm afraid that if I spend too much orange gear that I'm going to get screwed for Dark Dimension. So characters that I'm not necessarily using right now, but I would love to gear because they do have benefits elsewhere. And so, and Ghost Rider is another one. Even though I only have 4 red stars, I still love to take them up higher if I could. But, you know, these are characters that are just standing at gear tier 12 because I don't want to go too much further with them, and afraid that I'm not going to have the orange gear to gear the characters that I need for Dark Dimension 4, for example. So G13 should be the base, you know. So right now G12 is the baseline. Because it's, I would say that purple gear is very available right now, and maybe some people might argue that with me. But I'm sitting on, just to go to some of my gear 11 characters. I have a lot of gear 12 characters. Just looking at my gear 11 characters, you know, I was trying to find my ABCs. So I have about 1,000 ABCs right now sitting around doing nothing. And this is enough to gear 3 characters fully to gear tier 12, or 3 or 4, and maybe that doesn't sound like a lot, but considering I've geared a lot of my characters already, you know, this is a lot of ABCs just sitting around. So I think if you're in the mid game, you're probably still thinking that ABCs aren't an issue. I'll tell you this though, like once you've played for a while long enough, ABCs slowly become less of an issue. There is a ton more available of ABCs than there were before. So I don't really think that we should be fighting a battle against ABCs, because I think it's definitely there. And to some degree, this is a game about resource management, so I will say that, you know, you just need to consider who you're gearing up and don't waste your ABCs on other characters that you don't need to do. But they're definitely there and way more available than they were before. So is this new availability of orange gear, is that going to be enough to satisfy me and be able to baseline at G13? Then we'll find out. So that's, I think, kind of interesting. We'll see. It's always we'll see, right? I mean, I feel that, but I hope that G13 is the new baseline, that at the very least I could bring some of these characters that I want to bring up to further, can at least sit at 13 instead of 12, and then, you know, maybe as time goes on, when we've had more time to get some of these resources from the increase that's coming, that maybe we can take them up to 14. I would love it if 14 was the new baseline, you know, but I don't think it's going to be. But as long if G13 could be the new baseline, then we're going up, we're kind of improving, right? So Gabriel, they're bringing more training mass to the game through a month. Yes, so there's going to be a skill military flash event. They didn't say when it's going to be running. Sometime in May is when it's going to start, and Black Widow is going to be made military as well. So you're going to have 6 characters to choose from. I think they're going to be making, they said they're going to be making Yelena farmable earlier. So looking at our characters, we're going to have, bring out the military. Oops, skill military. So there's currently 5. They said that they're going to make Yelena farmable, and then we're going to have Punisher, Killmonger, Merc Soldier, and Black Widow. I don't think that they're making Red Guardian farmable in the, like immediately here, but they're going to have 5 characters for the event regardless. So you're going to be able to use Black Widow, Punisher, Yelena, Killmonger, and Merc Soldier, with Yelena being added to farmability soon-ish, I guess, or before May, and they're going to rework them. So Skill Military is getting a rework, so yay. That makes me a little bit happy, so that's nice. BS, done to Dark Dimension 3 twice, 12,000 SBCs and 0 ABCs. Well, it really depends on, you know, like I said, really make sure that you're gearing characters that you really should be gearing. There's a lot of characters in the game that you really don't need to gear up anymore, and so maybe that's why you're running out of ABCs. Personally, like I said, if you've been playing for a while and you're very focused on what you want to gear up, I personally, you know, I am willing to admit that, you know, maybe for some people that ABCs are, you know, are still an issue for some, but I'll definitely tell you there's like triple the amount of ABCs now than there were before. So what it just means, it's just because there's so many characters. You just need to consider what characters that you're going to be gearing up, and making sure that you're not gearing characters that are kind of less useful. So making sure that you're streamlining a little bit and you know, slowly widening out. Can of Chunky, bringing characters up to G15 has really slowed my pace for everything else. Yeah, if you're really focusing on Dark Dimension 4, like I said, and especially, I just need to itch my eyes here for a second. Especially if you're gearing up a character from 12 to 15, it's quite crazy. So, I don't have the MSF bot, but basically, if you want to take someone, that's tier 11. If you want to take someone up from 12 to 15, you know, that's a lot of catalysts. So I don't know what the exact requirement for some of these characters are. I'm sitting on almost 16,000 SBCs, but I've been very particular about who I level, or who I gear. So you need to be very careful about who you're spending on, but I don't think SBCs are a huge problem. What is the most immediate problem is these origin pieces. The origin pieces are of the highest magnitude. This is the biggest problem. And then the second problem would be the stat catalysts. These, even though I have 3,000, it can drain really quickly. And then thirdly would be the superior basic catalysts. I don't think those are as big an issue if you're careful. But it really depends on what gear you get out of Dark Dimension. You know, you can be really lucky and get, you know, tons of good ones. Look at my my defense stuff. Do I have that? I need to find someone with a orange defense piece. Here we go. Oh yeah, I have like almost 6,000. I have 5,600 of these armor catalyst parts, but like nobody needs them to any large degree. You know, you're always gonna have more of these stupid armor catalysts more than any of the other pieces. But when it comes to, like, I got 3,000 damage, 3,700 health, 4,500 resist. Okay, that's I'm actually doing not too bad. 2,800 focus is a bit lower there, but you see, like, I have like 5,700. 5,600 armor pieces, so you know, this is a huge difference. And unfortunately, when I beat Dark Dimension 3, I'm pretty sure I got screwed with like a ton of these armor pieces over some of the other stats, so it is what it is. But yeah, I hope that this improves the availability overall, and I can feel better about newer characters, because, you know, that's how I felt about, you know, let's go to Staunching X-Men, for example, because that's probably one of the more recent teams. My Bishop's at 11, my Iceman's at 12, you know, so they're all sitting in the purple, right? You know, I'm afraid, even for Jubilee, I'm kind of afraid taking her to like tier 14, because I don't want to get screwed out of my you know, my spliced X genes, and because they're all the same character, they're all mutant, they're all the same origin, you know, I'm gonna run out of those super quickly. So what I would recommend is for everyone to start they did give us a timeline, so that's kind of I hope they implement this sooner rather than later. Start saving your raid credits. So I bought some today. I'm gonna stop buying orange gear from the raid store because I know that it's gonna get doubled. So public service announcement here: don't spend your raid credits for now. Just keep saving until, because they should be implementing it pretty soon. Unless you really need something, just hold on to them because they are going to get doubled. And same with the war credits. I probably would hold on to them as well, even though I bought some of these today. They're going to get doubled from 2 to 4. So that's quite a bit. Again, they didn't give us a date on that, so that's kind of... I don't like that. If you want to maximize the benefits of your war credits, yeah, you definitely buy Zemo with your raid credits. But other than that, for the orange gear, if you want to maximize the benefits of your raid credits and your war credits, hold on to them until they implement this, whatever they happen to do with that. So yeah, I think that covers basically everything I wanted to talk to you from this, and I don't think there's anything we really missed there in the post. It wasn't bad. It's a step in the right direction, and I'll assess the Reddit, Fire, and Salt tonight and later on, and see what's going on there. And I'll probably make a I might repost this for people who haven't who weren't on my live stream. I'll maybe repost this as a video later on today, just so other people who follow my channel can check it out. But yeah, definitely please smash that like button down in the like section. That'll definitely help for live streams in the future, whether it's for my Saturday live streams in general, because the more likes there are, the more they show up on people's feed, because I know that YouTube's algorithm for live streams really aren't that amazing. So yeah, please definitely do that. That would help me a lot. If you enjoy my live streams, if you join my channel, if you're here for me, then please definitely hit that button. And if you're not part of the Discord community, Alex just put a link there for him. Thank you. That is the channel for Boilon, me. I don't know why I just talked to myself in the third person. So definitely hit up the Discord channel if you're not a part of it already. And you know, we talk a lot about the game there and talk a lot of shit. Anyways, so there's of course the regular blog post tomorrow, Scott. So we'll be looking over that tomorrow, because tomorrow is Saturday, which is the Boilon's YouTube Saturday. So we'll be talking about the blog post if there's anything of any worth in there. I kind of expect us to get the Moon Knight actual date in there, hopefully, or the start of the event, hopefully, either later on today or tomorrow for the blog post, because that should be starting next week. Other than that, I'm not really sure what else to expect in there. Maybe a farmability of another... Oh no, we already got Baron Zemo, so I don't know. We'll wait and see though. And so that's just going to be it for this live stream today. So thanks everyone for showing up for this special live stream announcement. And of course, if you're looking for more of me, there is my Boilon Saturday tomorrow at noon, every Saturday at noon Pacific time, which I'll put a schedule up for later on tonight. Just so in case you're in a different time zone and you don't know what time it is, then I'll post that up. And of course, Twitch Thursdays are a thing, so I am on Twitch at the same time, noon Pacific time, which I know is bad for North Americans, for people who are at work, but that's what I'm doing on Thursdays. So Twitch Thursdays and YouTube Saturdays, so stay tuned for those, and stay tuned for more videos down the line. I think that there's some cause for some optimism. I'm cautiously optimistic. It's better than nothing. I don't know if that's a really good thing to say, but hey, you know, we'll wait and see until how... I hope it doesn't take too long for some of these things to roll out, and we actually have a solid date now on a few things, which is really great, and hopefully they stick to that. So there's some cause to be happy. Obviously, they could have gone further with Red Star stuff, but I didn't really expect them to talk about that, so maybe they will another time. So thanks for joining me today, guys, and of course, until next time, stay safe, and I'll see y'all later. Boilon signing out.